Hello, welcome to Chrysalis Invictus Tarot. I have a reading for you today that's kind of different, kind of exciting. It's an Enigma reading, so we're going to use Enigma cards to understand a little bit about what is going on in your life that may be puzzling for you. Perhaps it's a person, perhaps it's a situation. We'll see as the cards unfold. I suspect I'll have to do several of these to catch everyone's mysterious circumstances or situations. But we'll start here with 3 piles. So if you like to choose by stone, these are your options. One of our subscribers, she likes to use a pendulum to see if the reading is for her, which is a really great option. So just using your intuition, finding some long, slow, deep breaths coming into yourself, coming into center, grounding down through the root or through the feet. And make your selection. Choose from the timestamps below, and I will meet you at your pile. All right, already this reading is really fun and interesting because I noticed that, my shadows are moving through. I don't have curtains on my windows because I like the natural light in the front part of my apartment. So we're working with what we've got. So you chose this stone. Let's take a look at your Enigma, and then we're going to look at some tarot cards to see what other information we can find. All right, so for you, pile number 1. Just give me a moment while I tune into the energies here. I'm getting that you don't really know what doors are closing. There's this feeling of being trapped in, or hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Of course, in an Enigma reading, it would be hard to explain. It reminds me of Plato's allegory of the cave. So if you know about it, it's like when these people have been chained up and all they've ever known are the shadows on the wall. And then one day, one man is unchained. He goes out into the sunlight and he is faced with the world of things, the things that had made the shadows on the wall. For him, the shadows were real, but to everyone else, these forms, they're not the forms. The forms are the things in themselves, but these objects were the real things. Okay, so that's what's happening. It's an awakening. It's a shift in perspective. Things are looking strange to you because your perspective has changed. You have changed. Look how trippy the light is. This reading is so cool. Sorry. I'm really digging it. It's weird. It's like you tripped up on reality and the things that you once believed you can't believe anymore. But you've got this fire. Actually, interesting. Okay, so my website, I don't know why this isn't focusing. My website is called vehemenceandemergence.com. And vehemence and emergence are buzzwords for a specific kind of crisis. And it's a crisis where you realize, like, I can't live like this anymore. Your perspective shifts and you're like, there's no way to continue living this way. So vehemence or emergence is this awakening. It's this rising up to the surface. It's breaking the surface of reality, essentially. And then vehemence is the buzzword, like the passion to live in a different way. It's like the energy that moves forward. It's the flame that's ignited. So I'm seeing that for you. For some reason, it's fuzzy and not focusing. It literally won't focus if I do that. Okay. Nope. Okay, so like there's distorted edges, and this is almost like Nine of Swords energy. Like you may be experiencing like anxiety, strange dreams, staying up at night, not really understanding like what is going on. It's just like a bunch of loud noises or like indistinguishable bits of information or energy coming your way. This is really interesting. Let's find out more about this. So what is this related to? What is this related to? I think maybe if I shuffle over the table, I won't lose them as much. Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. Okay, so there was some sort of new beginning that you thought that you were manifesting. You thought that this was aligned. You thought that this was where things were going. Like, aha, I have discovered my purpose. I have discovered truth. I have discovered something about myself that is profound, and I have put in the work to make this come to fruition. But it's not working. I'm going to pause this and see if I can fix the focus. Okay, nope. So this Enigma reading will continue to be wholly unprofessional. Okay, yeah, so the Magician he works with all of the tools. In this, it's really interesting. His hat is sort of made out of the infinite. And so this is a connection to the void, to the abyss, to the creative source, the source that creates everything. And keeping in mind, like the sun creates everything, all the energy, but the sun was recreated in the void. So the void is a really powerful, there is no light without darkness. There is no sun without void. This is highly conceptual, this reading. Please leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any idea what I'm talking about, because I don't know if I do. So we've got here this seed that you planted, and you're kind of like, why is this not working? Why is this not happening? Why is this new beginning? You know, I've manifested, I've put in the work. Everything seemed to be aiming toward that. So why is this not working? Oh, I'm gonna do it here. Queen of Wands, Serpent. The serpent really, and it's in both cards, so we can't ignore it now. The serpent really represents this sort of ancient shamanic energy for me and the underworld. And here, Hel is the goddess of the underworld. She's actually got mistletoe, so this is really appropriate if you're watching this just before Yule. But okay, so what I'm getting is that it's not working because it's not for you. It appeals to your lighter aspect, but it doesn't appeal to your shadow. It doesn't incorporate both. So I'm really getting that there's fire energy here. It could be that there are certain aspects of yourself that you're very passionate, but that you've been very temperamental in the past or things of that nature. And so you've squashed that passionate aspect of yourself in favor of maybe a more earthy side. And this is saying that whatever it is that you are working on manifesting aligns with absolutely this earthy side, but it's not taking into account your passion and your creativity. So let's take a look at what were you, I'm sure you know what you were trying to manifest, but for myself, what were you trying to manifest? Oh, I'm supposed to do it over the table so I don't lose my cards. I'm learning. Wow. You have some powerful energies here. This is a big shift. No wonder it's an enigma for you. This is not small. This is big. This is like you've got the 1 to the 2, the magician and the high priestess, or the papist in this case. And in this deck, she represents the female pope. So it's this, which shakes the foundation of tradition. There are 2 keys at her feet that seem to stand out. What are the 2 keys? What are the 2 keys? Whoa, I was supposed to shuffle over the thing. Okay, we have our 2 keys. We have the 7 of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay, yes. Okay. So whatever it was that you were trying to manifest, and you felt like you were manifesting it from your intuition, like that it felt very meant to be. We've got serpents again. Connecting in with that snake energy. When the snakes come in, when you're in the underworld, things are happening in the shadows. So this feeling of failure that you're experiencing, or that you may have experienced, or that you will be experiencing, it's a false feeling. It's like you're about to pass through into the most profound breakthrough that you've had, but it feels like you're not. It feels like you're so far away. So like this guy has given up. Let's say he's going into this door. He's given up, like so close to it. So close to it. Part of that is his heart isn't open. So it may be good for you to open your heart. Whatever you were working toward wasn't for you. That's why it's not working out. So do we have any advice for my pile number 1 for their Enigma advice, please? Whoa. 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups. You're there. Like this 10 of Cups, you can see the 9 of Cups are here, and he brings the final cup. Happiness and salvation. These are close at hand. There's no advice for you except to keep doing what you're doing. You've done everything. It's sort of like you get on a roller coaster and you are no longer responsible for moving forward. You know, you're strapped in and you're on your way. You're strapped in and you're on your way. That's what I have for you, pile number 1. Please do leave a comment, and we'll see you soon. Hey, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So pile number 1 was crazy and erratic, so we'll see how yours is. As you can see, my shadows are coming in from the window. So we've got kind of it's a weird vibe in this reading, but it kind of works. a little bit absurd. So maybe you chose this stone, or maybe you chose number 2. Whatever brought you here, here is your enigma. Whew. All right, so I'm feeling like calculating pain are the words that have come in. This is the why have these things happened to me? This is the dark emotional energy being, there's 2 different ways that you can use this energy. You can use it to fuel self-pity, or you can use it to fuel self-discovery. But what's happening here is this calculation of, it's almost this compartmentalization. So it's the blocking out of strong energies. And that is actually blocking your intellectual progression. It's actually blocking your ability to move forward. There's hurts and difficulties from the past that have stung you, that perhaps you haven't really allowed yourself to say, yeah, that hurt, or to really feel those feelings. And so this is really showing me that your mystery has to do, or your enigma is one of self. There are parts of yourself that are detached from, or almost inaccessible to you, or they're only accessible at certain times. As you can see, the focus is chaotic, which I think fits for this reading. The focus, the light, everything's chaotic. The reading's probably going to be chaotic. So let's take a look at a little bit more of what's going on here. What's going on emotionally? Okay, this was on the bottom of the deck, and then it came out as your card. So this is definitely meant for you. This is what's blocking you from your stability. In this deck, it's called protection. But really, it's this like feeling of ultimate security. You can't feel secure in your life until you've integrated this shadowy emotional self. So this being in the reading, however, keep in mind that anything that is reversed or blocked, or however you want to refer to it, it feels different every time, but is an energy that is present. So this is something that you deeply desire. This is something that you will have, right? You will have this security. The 10 of Pentacles often comes up as the, stable home, generations, like maybe you have children, maybe you have grandchildren, and that fulfillment that comes from that sort of earthy, your money's right, your family's right, your body's right, that kind of thing. Okay, let's get a little bit more about... Oh God, I was supposed to shuffle over the table, so this didn't happen. One moment. Okay, from now on I'm shuffling over the table. So can we get another card for what's going on emotionally? Feeling unstable. Okay, yeah, and like a sense of imbalance of what I'm really getting here is a difficulty to balance like the earthy element with the watery element. So your material and practical life with your emotional life. Maybe they bleed together, or maybe they're completely separate. I'm getting both for this pile. I feel like whoever is watching this, some of you are the complete opposite of each other, in the sense that like some of you are completely compartmentalized and some of you are not. There aren't separate compartments. So your material experience or any perceived failures in the material world hit you really hard. And really create difficult emotions. And for some of you, you are completely separate. This is the card of Sagittarius and expansion. So there's this there's this feeling of, like, this is a divine manifestation card. This is where, if you believe in God, God steps in. Not that you have to, but I mean spirit, the divine, the universe, whatever it is that you call it. This is where it steps in and takes over when you no longer have the tools, or when you've reached the limits of what you can do to make this happen. Yeah, and Sagittarius can be very aloof. So that's where the extreme compartmentalization comes in, where you're sort of like pouring from one jug to another. But then there's this foot that's in the water where it's like part of you is completely submerged in it. And it's like integrating, I think, is what's going on here to help solve your enigma. Let's see what you're thinking. Let's see what's going on in your thoughts relating to the Scorpion. I'm supposed to shuffle over. Damn it. Doing so well today. Okay. Chaotic reading. Chaotic focusing. Shuffling everything. Yes. Okay. So there is a mirror image of yourself walking around. And it is from this mirror that you learn, that you grow, that you integrate. You can see here, there's the feminine aspect and the masculine aspect. So you may be at this time, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel that you are more masculine? Do you feel that you are more feminine? Do you feel like you are a balance of both? I'm really getting that you're both, but that there are aspects of each that you are blocking out. So the softness of the feminine and the confidence of the masculine specifically. So why do they need, why? It's vague. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle here. Before I forget. Let's see why. Okay, transformation. Okay, this specific transformation has to do with overthinking as well. Just because you can intellectualize your thoughts does not mean you have processed them. That is a message. That is a message. What advice do we have about this mystery, this enigma? I feel like probably most people are going to leave these readings more confused than they came in, but how exciting is that? A new puzzle, something to solve over Christmas. Okay. Elaine, Princess of Cups. Goddess energy everywhere. All right, here's your message. If you have not done any inner child work, that would be something to take a look at. But there is some aspect, can we get this to focus? There's some aspect of your self-defenses that has to be sacrificed in order to get what you want, for this to happen. For you to get to your 10 of Pentacles, I look at this as the ultimate goal, as well as the 2 of Wands, to really integrate those two halves of self. That gets you closer to this. But there is something, a defense, maybe a lack of vulnerability that you're being asked to sacrifice in order to get what you want. It's a part of yourself. So think about, how do you protect yourself? And a great way of noticing how you protect yourself is by looking at how you are in a fight or in a disagreement. How do you act? What walls do you put up? I'm going to get this to focus. This is driving me crazy. So sorry. These are important questions. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the world. The world. Yes. So this is completion. This is the end of a cycle. You're almost there. You are so close. The 4 signs are the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. And I'm going to try not to butcher them now. So we've got Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and what's missing? Scorpio? Yep. So those signs could be relevant for you. I really do feel like in my, 2 of Cups. In my readings, there's usually a pile that's for fixed signs specifically. All right, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Please leave me a comment. If you need to dig into it a little bit deeper, if you have more questions, just leave the questions down below. I'm trying to move through these things in a sort of efficient way. And sometimes I receive more information than I give. And so sometimes that can come out in answering a question. So yeah, we'll see you soon. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Maybe you chose a stone. Maybe you were drawn to the number 3. However you got here, welcome. This reading has been chaotic. The light keeps shifting. This focus isn't necessarily working, so just bear with me. I think it's really appropriate and kind of hilarious that a reading about enigmas would behave in such a way. Let's take a look at your enigma divining. Okay. So there's been some uprising, particularly from the root. Some of you may be experiencing a Kundalini awakening. That's definitely not for all of you. But a rising up of new abilities, an awakening of new abilities and gifts, or they're never usually new, they're just something that was sort of dormant in you. But you're starting to integrate and use all of your tools. Your ability to see inward is getting stronger. Your ability to feel subtle energies. But not only that, it's like your senses are sharper. So you start hearing more acutely. You start hearing and seeing and sensing and perceiving things that, so this could be a psychic awakening. It's going to depend specifically on you. Please share down below what it is that's awakening for you. I'm really interested to know and to hear about these things. But this is really the beginning, a new beginning of a new way of living for you. And this is going to involve a lot of inner guidance. So instead of, going to all of your friends for advice, you're going to go to your tarot cards, or you're going to go to your guides, you're going to journey, that kind of thing. Let's take a look at, what do I want to know? So tell me about the senses. What's going on with the senses here? This enigma, this mystery. The house of God. So you can feel an earthquake before it comes. Trust that instinct. Trust that instinct. You've battled this. Okay, so sometimes we think that things are crazy, and so we block out certain gifts and abilities because we think that we're crazy. or that it's a function of being crazy. And I'm really getting that that's something that could be true for you. There's this like, there's been a resistance to trusting your intuition, trusting your gut. What are you trusting if not that? What have you been trusting? Oh, here she is. And it is a she, Princess of Wands. Okay, so you don't trust your emotions. Oh, all right. And for some of you, you don't trust who you're attracted to. This has really been something that has made things hard for you, is that you've made choices in either who you've had as a sexual partner, or mostly sexual partner I'm getting for this, that make you question whether you have good intuition. Some of you are writers. Some of you have a gift of communication, or all of you have a gift of communication. You hold the key in your root. So you wonder whether or not these situations mean that you have good intuition, but I'm getting that they happened because you needed those lessons. You needed to experience those things. You needed to get into your root chakra in a sort of roundabout and a kind of hard way. And as you connect more and more with your root, you can trust yourself more and more. Okay, and let's see. I want to look at this primal energy. This is an enigma, pile number 3, in that it's very spiritual. And so the answers are going to be very unique to you. Even the god of thunder fears the fates. Sacrifice is not the same thing as defeat. You've had to give up a lot to get to where you are. But you made the choices that got you there. And I think this is where the difficulty is. I think this is where the conflict comes in, is that you made choices that weren't good for yourself. And so you're questioning your gifts and your abilities. How can pile number 3 trust themselves? Ooh, yes. Parent the heck out of yourself. Mother yourself. Think of how you nurture. Think of how you help people to grow in themselves, and know that you can do that for yourself. You are both she and he. You are immense, pile number 3. And this 10 of Swords is in reverse. 10 of Swords is such a great card, though, because it's like the most amount of pain you can experience before it breaks. So this feeling of ruin is what has given you these gifts, or what has unlocked these gifts for you. So what else does my pile number 3 need to know? It's not going to be fair. In the marriage of opposites, there is always one side that that gives a little bit more. But in the giving, what do you receive? So there is something in the giving that you then receive. There's a lot here to do with the eye, the third eye. Third eye awakening. What can we know about this third eye? Sorry, I wish that the camera would focus. I don't know how to make it do that for us. Okay. Your third eye visions are killer. They are very accurate. Some people are misled by their third eye, but you have a clarity here. And I'm really getting that it's like, it's guided ancestrally, I want to say, like root-wise. Dear, where is... I just want to take a look at the mythology of Tyr and see if that's going to be helpful for you, because I think it will be. Yeah, there we go. Backed by a yellow flag of pestilence, the war god in a black armor poses arrogantly above a pile of corpses. Counterpart to the battle maid of Norse myth was the war god Tyr, or Tu, whom the Romans called Mars. His day of the week is Tuesday. He personified the violent, vengeful aspect of the heavenly father, Woden. His card means a hateful, domineering personality, warlike spirit, disregard for others' feelings, or harmful impersonal forces such as accidents, sickness, natural disasters, oppressive circumstances. This is what I'm feeling is what you overcame. So you are both him and the pile of bodies, if that makes sense. What was it? It was Mars. Anything that is ruled by Mars in your chart is going to be a huge power source for you. So your guidance system led you through pain. You are the one who put these swords in your body. And that's what creates this distrust in yourself. But it's not because your intuition isn't good or that you can't trust yourself. It's because that's what you needed. And what will be the path forward? What will be the path forward? We've got the King of Swords. True discernment of the infinite. Yeah, so through all of this, you will learn to trust yourself. Trust your intuition, trust your gifts, trust the visions of your third eye. And that's what I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you for joining me.